to once again summon those holding mastery in the courteous and skilled order of defense to come forward. In the time of the Renaissance, there were fighters and teachers of great renown, famed as well for their skill with their rapiers as their dedication and teaching. These were known as masters of defense. Furthermore, those who distinguished themselves following the ideals of honor, courtesy, to esteem our laws and customs, and to embody the ideals of nobility are counted as peers. Throughout the known world, the order of defense is growing to become a symbol of peers amongst those greatly skilled in the arts of combat with rapiers and other steel weapons.
Order of defense. Is your order complete?
No, Your Majesty.
Etienne, if you would, please summon the candidate.
Their Majesty summon into their presence Don Lorenzo Baglioni, Don Costa.
Now under the court of their stellar majesty, Jean-Paul Antilli, third of their name, Ansteorra, bearing the arms, sable, a chevron, inverted, in grail, and in chief, a badger, graphic argent. Having been called forth to defend Ansteorra's honor at Gulf Wars, not once, not twice, not thrice, but 5 times in the champions' battles, proving victorious each time. He has served from north to south and east to west, 8 baronies, 2 shires, 2 cantons, and the only stronghold of Ansteorra have called him champion. He stood as champion to Gwen, second of her name, and then Margarita, third of her name. Holder of the Queen's Blade of Honor for Elizabetta, second of her name. No stranger to service, he has been recognized with the Queen's Glove by Emily, Gwen, second of her name, and Margarita, third of her name. 4 gold stars in the key of Vinheim he has been graced with. I present to you the 97th White Star of Ansteorra, champion of Steppes, champion of Stargate, and champion of Glassland, Don Lorenzo Baglioni Diesta!
Lorenzo, for membership in this order, we ask for those to bear testimony. Tell you your word of this order.
What's said here concerns you. Please have a seat. Turn around and face those who would speak.
Gilbert Von Thiel, a knight of the society, has consented to speak for this man.
As many know, I'm a man of very few words. I've watched this man several years on the field, and with my past knowledge and expertise, I have noticed great prowess on the field, both with himself and with his opponents. I've watched him win both queens, and I've seen him in finals several times. This man is my peer in fighting.
Magnus Crepington, Knight of the Society.
Really?
I am Magnus Crepington, Knight of the Society, and I would have words for this man. Though being a knight might be new to me, walking the path of knighthood is not, and it's something I've done since coming to this game. At its core, a knight is someone who's an embodiment of the knightly virtues, and this man displays all of them. Because we're short on time, there's 2 I would touch on. First and foremost, prowess. I've had the misfortune to stand across this man, and his prowess is exceptional among the exceptional. There's no doubt there, prowess is amazing, and he is ready to defend this kingdom with it. The second is generosity. Generosity is more than just giving your time, it's more than just giving your efforts, it's doing it without expecting anything in return. When asked to do something, this man does not hesitate. When we needed a shower built last minute for Gulf Wars, this man did not hesitate to go get all the parts and make sure we were all comfortable. That's a small example of the things we do, a small example of the things this man does to make sure we're all not only comfortable, but this game is running for all of us and that we're all happy in doing it. He gives it freely and without asking anything in return. For those two and the many others I do not have time to talk on, that is why this man is my peer.
I'm going to interrupt your ceremony for a moment. Ansteorra, please come up here. It was very important to Lorenzo that you be a part of his ceremony and witness it. Will you please sit up here so you can see? Thank you. Please.
The following clerk, Apion, a member of the Order of Pelican, is consented to speak for this man.
Your Majesties, Your Highnesses, Your Excellencies, the populace of Ansteorra, I am going to speak of, well, right now, Don Lorenzo. Lorenzo and I weren't always friends. Even when we have had discussions recently, we get heated. But that is a service to both of us. And that is a service to the kingdom because he can show that he is passionate and he will do what is right no matter who he is up against. In addition, when I had an issue, I came to him and I said, hey, I need to see you serve. I know you can win tournaments. I see you win tournaments. I want to see you serve. He went and served. He not only served the people who he won for, he served our barony, he served our stronghold, he served our kingdom. And that means that he is definitely up here, and he is my friend, even with all those passionate arguments. You are my friend. Thank you so much.
Aubrey de Bolinwood, a member of the Order of Laurel, is consented to speak for this man.
Remember your lines this time. Laurels, when we look for an art or a science, we'll often look in a book or at some display or anything, except where sometimes it often is. With Lorenzo, it's in the strangest of places. It's in a pile of well-cooked meat. It's in a well-prepared dessert, all of which he very open and even-handedly shares with everyone. If he's made food, you don't go hungry. Sir Magnus talked about his generosity, hospitality. There's another term I would like to add to this. And as an Italian, you should know this. Sprezzatura. It's doing it without seeming like there's any effort involved. And your generosity, your even-handedness, your openness are done without any effort because they are who and what you are. And because of all of that, you are my peer, but I would ask you be less generous with that toe shot, please.
Armando Lacey, a member of the Order of the White Scarf of Ansteorra, is consented to speak for this man. His words have been sent to us from afar, and his friend and brother White Scarf Don Aubrey will read them for us.
Yes, my dulcet tones will curse you all again. But these are not my words. These are Armand's. The Order of the White Scarf has a very rich history, much of which you are acquainted with, having lived through much of it. Those that seek it will find exceptional skills, chivalry in combat, and service to the crown. Service is at the heart of it all. Bound by love, fealty, and the promise given, our love and passion for and of the dream ensures tomorrow. We look for leadership, for inspiration, and that both on and off the field. The symbol of our order is a simple white scarf worn about the left shoulder or tied on the arm. Worn as an outward symbol of our pledge, simple scarf is not really much more than that, but the belief behind it is so much more. When given, you are not only recognized by those who have walked the path before you, but also by those who will walk it after you. And it is incumbent upon you to be that shining example. And you, Lorenzo, are that example. You were embraced by our order as a companion, as a brother to benefit all of us. We were made stronger by having you with us. The crown placed that scarf upon you, knowing your worth. You have the support, you have the love, you have the adoration of the Rapier community. We, your brothers of the white scarf, and your sisters as well, if you let them know, celebrate your elevation. Congratulate you on this beautiful and glorious day. Your Majesties, this man, as Don Armand says, is his peer.
Thank you, Albert.
A lady of the Order of the Rose has consented to speak with this man.
I have indeed, Your Majesties. I'm Michelle Chantal de Chernay, and I have been very pleased to have been asked to speak to this man. Lorenzo, you and I have been friends for a very long time, and I am so happy to see you elevated today. We've grown in our friendship, and we've grown together in service, side by side, wandering around the site, loading the trailer, unloading the trailer, setting up the thrones, taking down the thrones. You did this with a smile on your face and in gladness in your heart. You were willing to take direction when I offered. You were willing to learn and to accept the expectations as set by many of us. And for that, I thank you very much. I've enjoyed the time that we have spent together while I was queen, while I was princess, and then in service to many crowns. It's my pleasure today to say that you are indeed my peer.
Your Royal Highness Margarita de Mantua, a lady of the Order of the Rose, has consented to speak for this man.
Lorenzo, I want to speak to your grace, the grace that you have shown me when you showed your prowess when you won my last Queen's Champion. It was not a normal Queen's Champion. You fought all day long in a mask. And so your prowess is there. But you also followed me from one end of the kingdom to the other. And you were always there to support me, to be there. And it was the grace that you showed with the way you were there with me and around everyone else, and you supported your community, your kingdom, and me. And I was benefited from that, and I appreciate it, and I am so happy that you're being recognized today as
The Lions of Ansteorra, defenders of the dream, are to our people the examples of the dream. They are our Arthurs, our Cuculains, our Eleanors of Aquitaine, our Richard Square de Lyon. Tessa of the Gardens, a Lion of Ansteorra, defender of the dream, has consented to speak for this man. Her words have been sent from afar, and her fellow lion, Eva Runamagi, will read them for us.
Your Majesties, I am very honored to be able to do this. I am by far not Tessa. No one is Tessa except Tessa. These are her words. Your Majesties, esteemed assembly, come now these words from Tessa of the Gardens, Lion, Rose, Pelican, and Laurel. Indeed, it is my blessing and deep honor to be asked to speak for Don Lorenzo upon his elevation to Master of Defense. Don Lorenzo was introduced to the SCA in 2006 in Bjornsburg. I like that. I was introduced to him in 2007. He began rapier fighting in 2008. He is like family to me. He struck me from the beginning as a gallant man by his courtesy, skill, determination, charm, and honesty, always seeking to further develop his skill set, including teaching rapier specifically to his cadets and others. Lorenzo also excels in archery competition. His leadership and service contributions are noted. Don Lorenzo has been an effective regional rapier marshal. He has a servant's heart. Only one example is that he constructed Gulf War baronial showers. People seem to like that. This exemplary courtier combatant has fought in and won Gulf War's rapier champions battles in 2009, 2010, 2011, 2012, and recently in 2024, fighting offhand. Don Lorenzo won Penzic champion battle in 2013. He had a goal to win Queen's Champion and won it twice, for Queen Gwen II and for Queen Margarita III. Don Lorenzo has been heroic. It was after an absence of a few years that Don Lorenzo impressed me on another level. Like lions, heroes stand firm and meet challenges to overcome obstacles. When a hero is vulnerable, yet pushes through, this quality gives all the more inspiration to us other folk, who are also weakened by events in our lives. If I were present for this elevation ceremony, I would press my hand upon his shoulder and say, "Thank you, family." We watch our heroes conquer kryptonite, and by that observation are inspired to continue forward. A cloak of power is certainly suitable for this hero. Additionally, Don Lorenzo is humble. He is sensitive to the needs of another person. He is compassionate as well as constructive. He goes out of his way, effort, and time to be supportive when there is a need. For these qualities and more, Your Majesties, I am excited to say this dear candidate is my peer. So say I, Tessa, Border March. Thank you.
Lorenzo, having heard these words, is it still your wish to join this order? Yes or no?
Then we would grant you admission. And we would we would give you the insignia necessary for all to see that you are a member of this order.
Is there a cloak?
Yes,
Oh, all right. Actually, I think we should. His Majesty misspoke.
Is there a collar?
Is there a collar? I thought that. I was like,
There are two.
There were three.
There are three. Okay.
what did I say?
This collar was assembled with links from Simon's chain.
This is the original mod collar that Simon was made with. I can think of no better man to wear this collar in this day and age. You've grown, blossomed, and Simon.
This collar was made to mimic the swords that he used so well in the field, the flamberges, by my hand, and how it's made the medallion for him bearing his arms.
Okay. All at once.
I think I'm going to put Simon's on it. No one mind, please. They're all appropriate. No, that one. Yeah. All right. Having fixed my error, Is there a cloak? Thank you. It was one line. That was fantastic. Is there any lineage on this cloak?
No, but it was made with countless hours of blood. A fair amount of anxiety. But lots of confidence and admiration for my father-in-law.
She did it by hand.
Oh yes, all the embroidery is hand done.
Is there a sword?
Your Majesties, I think there is. I received this during the ceremony, during the procession. And I believe Ansteorra was supposed to have this.
That's what it says. Are you anything to tell us? I don't know anything about it.
It's a show.
I believe we're all super surprised. By the sword of the flamberge. Lorenzo, what's your wishes for your field this time? Yeah.
Your words are. Yeah.
Here do I swear to the crown and kingdom of Ansteorra,
Here do I swear to the crown and kingdom of Ansteorra,
to support the laws, ideals, and traditions of the society,
to support the laws and ideals and traditions of the society,
to loyally defend the kingdom,
to loyally defend the kingdom,
and uphold the crown,
and uphold the crown,
to give freely of my skills as a soldier,
to give freely of my skills as a soldier,
scholar, and courtier,
scholar, and courtier,
to ever and always be worthy,
to ever and always be worthy,
an exemplar of the collar I wear.
an exemplar of the color I wear.
Thus swear I.
Thus swear I, Lorenzo Baglioni.
We accept your oath, and in return we swear to you. We will heed your wise counsel in all things. We will keep the welfare of Ansteorra first and foremost in all of our decisions. We will work with you to enrich the lives of her people.
We will reward that which is freely given by protecting you with our aid and giving you our love. May all strength fail and the world turn against any who break this solemn oath.
Rise. Face for Lorenzo. Pass from defense.
Let it be known on this day, her stellar Majesties, John Paul and Julian, did elevate Lorenzo Baglioni to Ulster to the rank as Dick, style, title, and degree of the Master of the Order of Defense. For Lorenzo Baglioni to Ulster, newest member of the Order of Defense. Viva! 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 Viva!
At some point, we're going to poke an eye.